And on today's show, we buzz about books with Aaliyah Williamson and talk about her show on HCTV.
Also, we sit down with Herndon Live's very own Allie Casseray's band, Day at the Park.
Those stories and more as Herndon Live gets underway. Hello and welcome to Herndon Live. I'm Jack Norcross.
And I'm Emily Ann.
And Emily, how's your summer going so far?
It's been great, thank you. How was your trip?
It was great. Glad to be back here. And I was just thinking, I haven't been in the studio in a while.
Yes, it's been a long time since we've had a real sit-down, anchory, newsy show.
I know. How was your 4th of July?
It was a lot of fun. It's great spending time with family on that patriotic holiday.
Good. All right, well, I know Mark usually joins us for the news, but Mark is still in, where is he? Italy. Mark's still in Italy, but Emily and I are going to talk about this interesting thing that Amazon announced a couple of months ago about drone testing. They want to use drones in order to send packages in about a time of 30 minutes. Now, there's been there's FAA rules against drones, but new reports out today show that they're going to actually start testing it, which sounds interesting.
So this new Amazon Prime Air, as they're calling it, is supposed to ship out these products that weigh less than 5 pounds in 30 minutes or less. So I've heard, which I think is going to be a very common thing eventually. I know it seems like a really big deal now, but I think we should start getting used to the fact that robots are taking over.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I know big news channels and network channels and Hollywood productions, they want to start using drones to get kind of a bigger and more interesting shots as seen in other movies, such as a very famous example is in the most recent James Bond movie, 007, where he's, I know Mark would be all over this, he loves James Bond, but when they drive, when James Bond's on a motorcycle and driving on the roofs of houses, they use a drone for that, and I know CNN is pushing for drone, freedom of drones in the United States in order to have, so they can get kind of cool newsy shots, I guess, is the thing.
Do you think that's going to be a good idea, these new robots and
I'm kind of a fan of it. I kind of like the idea of this drone thing. I think it's really cool, but I think that there needs to be enough technology within these Amazon drones in order to work. So make sure it doesn't land on someone's head. That would not be good. Land on someone's car, not good. I think it's going to need to take a lot, maybe not fall on someone's head. But from what I understand is that these drones are operated by computers. They have GPS computer technology.
Is that a good thing?
Which could be a little sketchy. I think sometimes when you track your iPhone, and Find My iPhone or something, or when you're using it, you're using like Google Maps or your maps on your phone, it kind of gives you a point and then a circular area around it saying it could be anywhere in this area. What if it lands at your neighbor's house?
I mean, I agree. It's especially the fact that it's going to be run by computers. There's always the possibility of it being hacked, and that would just be awful, I mean, recently there have been a lot of situations where companies' systems have been hacked, and like the Target's recent credit card scandal.
Now, I'm reading here these things can travel at 50 miles per hour. That's almost as fast as a car. If that thing gets hit by you, you're dead. I'm just saying.
Yeah, especially, I don't know how high this is going to be flying up, just like above like rooftop or like airplane level, like how...
Also, another fact here, meaning it weighs 55 pounds. So if something weighs 55 pounds and it's flying at 55 miles per hour, It's not good. But also there's new privacy issues. People are worried about privacy. That's another case like in the United States when they, use their drones, to execute someone or something. There's videos and everything. So they're worried about, citizens are worried about privacy. But the FAA decided that these drones are going to use the same guidelines as citizens who use, like toy air, RC helicopters, that ones go, that thing with the remote control.
So, I mean, personally, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I feel like it's the fact that drones are going to be taking over a lot of people's jobs. I mean, it's pretty much inevitable, I guess. But yeah, the fact that usually this is what people do as like a job. This is their occupation. They deliver stuff. But now that drones are taking over, do you think that's going to take out a lot of people's work or jobs?
I don't know. I don't know. But I want to I know Aaliyah has something to say about this. We were talking earlier. Aaliyah's part of Buzz About Books here at HCTV. Aaliyah, what do you think of this? Because I know we weren't too fond of the idea.
I wasn't a big fan about the drones. I think everything that you guys have already been talking about is very relevant. Is it's safe? It's not good for privacy, and then it's going to take a lot of jobs, I think. It's very cool technology-wise, but if, robots are going to start delivering, what else can they do? They're going to start, doing laundry and everything that humans are supposed to do. It's like all those scary sci-fi movies. But maybe that's just the way that we're looking at it now. But in the future, we'll look back and say, when did we ever
yeah, that's true.
not have drones?
And now there's these all self-driving cars that might come out soon and all this stuff, which might be a little, who knows how it's going. But that's very interesting. Well, Aaliyah, let's move over to you. And now you're a part of the new HCTV series, A Buzz About Books. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what the program is and what your main focus is for the show?
All right. Well, I started the show because I was given the opportunity to do whatever I wanted, and one of my biggest loves is reading. So I know that when you go out of school, you're watching a lot of TV, you're on social media a lot, so why not exercise your brain, keep it in shape for school so that that first day of school, you're like, I do not remember how to write any letters. So you keep your brain in shape by reading, but do it with interesting books. So I pick up books from all different kinds of genres, from every grade type, from middle school to college. So there's something for everyone, and there's just 3 books every show, and just a background, a little excerpt, so you get to see a little preview, and then what the recommendations and how I felt about it.
So I gotta ask, how did you get involved with HCTV?
It's funny, I was actually I was looking for opportunities to fill my summertime up with, because coming from being busy all the time at college to doing nothing, I wanted to fill up my time. So I wanted to volunteer here at the Herndon Community Television Station, and I was given a wonderful opportunity to learn and just exercise what I do at school.
Good. That's very exciting.
And also, do you have, well, I mean, I know that this show, you said you cover 3 books every show. What type of preparation do you need to do for each show? Like, what do you have to do, any special research, or?
I like to make every show interesting, so I like to do trivia or special facts about reading and why you should read. I'm hoping to get some special guests on the show, so preparing, I have to do research into what books people are reading, what they like, what's good, what's been shown too much, like The Fault in Our Stars. Everyone's talking about it, so what's something that's not The Fault in Our Stars? So a lot of research.
That's very interesting. And my another question is, who do you want your target viewer to be? Because even though you may be reading middle schooler or high school books, they could also appeal to adults as well, right?
I do, and I do believe that the older I get, I still enjoy reading books for young adults and teens and middle school, because it's a break from all that themes and all the hard reading that you have to do. So it can be for adults as well.
So when does your show air? Like, how many times a week? Or
it starts airing on Monday, and it will show throughout the week. But if you want to look at it right away, you can go on the YouTube channel on the Herndon Community Television YouTube site and just see them right away there.
That's very good. Well, Aaliyah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We wish you the best of luck with your show. And coming up next right here on Herndon Live, Allie's band sat down with us Wednesday, and then they performed Thursday. Some problems, but that's another story. Anyway, we asked them about what it takes to form a band, and we'll be showing this in 2 parts. First, we'll show the interview, then we'll go to weather, and then we'll go back to hear how they sound and what kind of music they play. So let's take a look at the interview. Mike's down. All right. I'm sitting here with Allie's band, and it is named A Day at the Park. And what's your name?
I'm Diana Cosme, and that rhymes with Beyonce.
All right, there we go. I'm
Parker Davis.
Castray.
Good. Very
So
good.
I see this theme going on with the title of your band and your names. Diana, Parker, Allie, A Day at the Park? No? Okay. I see what you guys did.
Yeah, that was the best thing we could come up with.
It's good.
Allie came up with it, actually.
It's
we were
genius.
we were about to rehearse, and Allie goes, hey, a day at the park, because day, Parker, and yeah, that's how
The
it
letter
went
A.
down.
I started
Yeah.
wanting crayons, but then I was like, that'd be too childish.
I said that. You were really into it.
I wasn't.
I was into it, but
I wasn't. I was the one who
can't
vetoed
remember
that.
what happened yesterday. So all these stories coming back up is just hilarious.
Well, that's very good, and I know Diana mentioned rehearsing. So how do you guys rehearse?
Well, we rehearse in Parker's room because he's the only one with a drum set, and I bring my 2 guitars and some cables, and Diana brings herself, and that is how we rehearse.
And yeah.
Good.
And
Yeah,
tell
okay.
us about yourselves, just each one. and
Yeah,
every
where do you guys
one
go
of
to school?
Oh,
And what grade are
well,
you in?
I'm a rising junior that goes to Dominion High School.
I'm a rising junior that goes to Broad Run.
Present sophomore at Herndon High School.
Good, very good, good. And what kind of genres of music do you plan on playing in your band?
Well, we want to first master some cover stuff. We're doing anything from like Amy Winehouse to the White Stripes, and even some older stuff like the Staples singers. So very diverse, and yeah, a lot of acoustic stuff and electric stuff. So it's very diverse music.
But we are getting into writing our own songs.
Yeah, we're getting into that.
And what kind of collaboration does it take to write your own songs? I know it takes. Do you, when you guys, I know because I know you've been in previous kind of bands and you've gone to School of Rock for your training per se. But what do you guys each write your own individual part kind of and come together, or do you work together, or does one person just kind of do it all?
You need to have you always need to have lyrics. So you need to have a lyricist, someone who can make a good lyrics. You need a tune, you need a melody. So that's where the guitar and bass comes in, and you need the beat. That's a very big thing, and that's where percussion comes in. So it's just a lot of finding your part and making sure that it all works together.
Very collaborative.
That's really interesting. And from what I know, you guys have been working together for a month now, about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the School of Rock, tell us about that facility.
It's mainly a place where just kids can just improve their skills and get more used to working actually together with other musicians in a band. Instead of just practicing alone by themselves, listening to music, you actually get together with other kids actually playing, and it's a completely different experience, and it just helps you learn.
Great, and I know, so this is a band, and bands have gigs. So how do you guys get yourselves out there and start playing music together? Do you do it through School of Rock? Do you find your own, play at bars?
Yeah, we wanna find some places, but it really helps to know people. Like a lot of people actually at School of Rock, like us, also have their own bands outside of it, and just talking to a lot of them, they'll have gigs where they need an extra slot for a band to play there. That helps, and just knowing people. I guess that's how you'd find gigs, or we would find gigs. We haven't played one yet, but if you
Soon
want
to
us-
happen, right here.
That's-
I just want to say your music is awesome, and I'm really excited to see how far you guys go.
All right, now let's
Thank you.
listen to see what they had to play. Nothing here, so it's all good.
Hey guys, all right, so the weather today, right now it feels like it's about 85 degrees and it's partly cloudy, but some locations are reporting some light drizzle. Tonight at around 6, it's going to be, or drop down to 82 degrees with temperatures dropping into the high 70s at 8. Humidity will be increasing throughout the night, so be ready for some uncomfortable humidity weather. Tomorrow during the day, it's going to be mostly sunny and a high of 88 degrees. And at night, it'll be low 69 with 81% humidity. So over the next couple days, be expecting some humid weather, some uncomfortable air. And then looking forward to the weekend, Saturday will be mostly sunny. Weather with a high of 88, but Sunday we'll be ready for some isolated thunderstorms with a high of 92. As for next week, though, expect some thunderstorms at the beginning of the week, and that will eventually taper out to partly cloudy weather and temperatures in the low 80s. But before we go on to the next segment, I just want to talk about Allie's band really fast. I really like Allie's band, and they came into the studio yesterday, which I thought was awesome. I can't say much until you've seen the next part, but Jack did not add in the song that I like. They played Sweater Weather, which is like one of my favorite songs. But yeah, I really like Allie's band. So.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Casey. Am I still here? Okay, I was afraid that I would vanish. But thank you so much, Casey, for the weather. So
you're
let's
welcome.
take a look at Allie's band, A Day at the Park.
Hi everybody, we're a day at the park and we're going to be doing some covers. Our first song is Love Interruption by Jack White. Roll me over slowly, stick a knife inside me and twist it all around. I want love to fingers gently, slam them in a doorway, put my face into the ground. I want love to murder my own mother, take her off to somewhere like hell or up above. I want love to change my friends to enemies, change my friends to enemies, and show me how it's all my fault. Yeah, I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, or interrupt me. Yeah, I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, or interrupt me. Yeah, I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, or interrupt me. I want love to walk right up and bite me, grab a hold of me and fight me, leave me dying on the ground. I want love to split my mouth wide open and cover up my ears, never let me hear a sound. I want love to forget that you offended me, or how you have defended me when everybody put me down. Yeah, I want love to change my friends to enemies, change my friends to enemies, show me how it's all my fault. Yeah, I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, or interrupt me. Yeah, I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, or interrupt me. Yeah, I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, or interrupt me anymore. And this last song is Misguided Ghost by Paramore. I'm going away for a while, but I'll be back, don't try and follow me. 'Cause I'll return as soon as possible. See, I'm trying to find my place, but it might not be here where I feel safe. We all learn to make mistakes and run from them, with no direction. We just run from them, with no conviction. 'Cause I'm just one of those ghosts, traveling endlessly. Don't need no roads, just a simple compromise. So we can't get what we want out of it. Someone care to classify broken heart and twisted mind, so I can find someone to rely on and run to them, to them. Full speed ahead. No, you are not useless. We are just misguided ghosts, traveling endlessly. The ones we trusted the most pushed us far away. There's no one road. We should not be the same. I'm just a ghost. Still they echo me. They echo me in circles. Thank you, and we're a day at the park.
You want to get updates from A Day at the Park? Be sure to follow them on their Twitter at A Day Park, and make sure to like them on Facebook. Now, I believe we have a special guest. Jack, would you like to come in?
I got my udders here, my face here, I'm good to go.
All right, so I think I should explain for just a minute. Jack, why don't you come sit down with me?
I can't see.
So today is Cow Appreciation Day. So if you go to Chick-fil-A fully dressed as a cow, you can get a free meal, which means fries, drinks, and an entree. But if you dress just partially as a cow, as Jack has demonstrated, you can get a free entree. Also, today is 7-Eleven, July 11th. So, which means you can get a free mini Slurpee from any 7-Eleven from 7 a.m. No, from 11 a.m.
Milk.
Jack,
Instead
Jack.
of milk at 7-Eleven, Slurpee. Slurpee, Slurpee, Slurpee.
Oh my
From 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. you can get a free mini Slurpee from any local 7-Eleven.
Great.
And another thing to add to Freebie Friday, as we're calling it, today is the 77th birthday of Krispy Kreme. So if you head over to Krispy Kreme, you can get a 77-cent glazed donut from Krispy Kreme. So that's it for our little Freebie Friday. Next, I believe we are joined with Raleigh Hampson, who will be doing sports.
Hey everyone. First, I'm just gonna go over the elimination rounds of the World Cup real quick. So just bear with me here. Okay. So first, okay, here we go. In the quarterfinals, we had Brazil versus Chile. That was tied at the end of 90 minutes. So they went 120 minutes. So they went to PK, and Brazil won. Colombia beat Uruguay 2-0. France beat Nigeria 2-0. Germany beat Algeria 2-1 in extra time. Netherlands beat Mexico 2-1. Costa Rica beat Greece in the penalty kicks 1-1. Argentina beat Switzerland in extra time, and Belgium beat the U.S. in extra time 2-1. I should be an auctioneer.
Yeah, you're talking
I just realized. All right, Brazil beat Colombia 2-1 in the quarterfinals. Germany beat France 1-0. Netherlands beat Costa Rica, and Argentina beat. Argentina beat Belgium, and the semifinals, which were on Friday and Saturday, there's 2 consecutive days. Those were or at least one of them, was the most very interesting game that has ever happened in the history of the FIFA World Cup. Brazil lost to Germany 7-1, which is the worst possible score Brazil could have had. Now, I understand some of the Brazilian players received death threats.
Oh,
Hello. Some of the Brazilian players received death threats, and they burned Brazilian flags and stuff. And some of the German players received death threats or something like that, because the Brazilian fans are really passionate about
yes,
their.
people definitely.
I
take their
heard the
sport
president
very
of Brazil.
sincerely.
she did an interview with CNN, and she said she was having nightmares.
Yep.
And that she was horrified, and she's worried that the spirits were going to get her or something, the soccer spirits.
Sure, that's...
I don't know what medication they have her on,
I
but
don't know. Perhaps we'll never know. Anyway, the internet and media quickly took advantage of this and made several memes in making fun of the huge deficit. I think that's up on the next slide. There's a
you think you can see?
Yeah, okay.
Raleigh, why'd you choose a black background?
I don't know. Anyway, so this is obviously the most tweeted and shared event in sports history, and in the top corner you can see, as the amount of German goals grow, you can see that that the face, which is a Brazilian face, slowly forms into the FIFA World Cup logo. And then in the middle left, I believe that's Justin Bieber holding the Brazilian flag, and that's saying the real reason why Brazil lost. Bottom left, it's Cristiano Ronaldo taking off into the sky because he's just sick of Brazil. And then my favorite one, in the middle, we have Dwayne Johnson and some other chick in the back. They're talking, and Dwayne Johnson's like, so what was the Brazil score? Germany won 7-1, and he's just looking back like, what? Because this was obviously everyone's reaction. And then up in the top right, we see Kermit, like a boss, talking about
Brazil
how
is going home.
It's not exactly grammatically correct, but it's still good. And then, and then we have Cristiano Ronaldo looking ashamed again. So yeah, the media took quick advantage of that. And then throughout the game, the media also were brutal to the Brazilian fans, taking pictures of them like they were all sad and upset. And that's on the next slide. I only showed one. That was actually kind of funny. I didn't show all the sad ones because they were teary sad. If we could have that next one pop up, please. Anyway, if we can't get that one up, the next slide shows how many records that this game broke, because obviously this was just appalling to Brazil. Since Germany beat them 7-1. Okay, first of all, let me explain. Most teams don't even score two goals in a whole 90 minutes. Germany scored almost 3 times that amount in less than half the time, because it was 5-0 at the end of at around 30 minutes or so. I understand that no host nation to the FIFA World Cup has ever lost a game this bad. The greatest deficit has only been 3 or so. So it's just really embarrassing for Brazil. Anyway, and on the other side of the bracket, we have Netherlands and Argentina. They played. It was kind of an uneventful game. There were a few chances from, Messi, Schneider, Arwen Robben. But at the end, it had to go to penalty kicks after 120 minutes because no one scored. And eventually, Argentina won because their goalkeeper chose the right side. I personally think it was just luck, how you do in penalty kicks, but that's just me. Anyway, the game everyone's looking forward to, that probably hurt my mic, sorry about that. The game everyone's looking forward to is on Sunday, July 3rd. It's Germany versus Argentina. It's the World Cup final. Coverage begins at 3 p.m. on ABC. The game is at Estadio Maracanã, sorry I butchered that, at Rio de Janeiro. So yeah.
Interesting.
It's eventful.
And what about that late breaking news about LeBron James?
Oh, I think you can tell everyone about that, Jack.
Well, LeBron James is going to be back with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Is that the team? I don't follow basketball.
Neither do
Yeah,
I.
I'm getting a thumbs up. All right. Well, Raleigh, thank you very much. And finally, the poll question this week relates to our news story about the drones. And we want to know, we've heard people, I think I don't know how I feel about it. Emily, what do you think about it?
I think it's going to become a very common thing eventually. It's pretty much inevitable.
All right. Well,
personally, I guess I'm not really for it.
Okay, Aaliyah wasn't for it. Well, we want to hear what you think. So if you think you're for it, respond with #HLYes or #HLNo and tell us what you think about
Casey
the
says
drones.
no.
He says no. Raleigh, how about you?
There are some things about it and some things that don't. But if I had to choose, I would probably say no, because there are too many dangers. There are too many unaccounted for things that could happen.
All right, this will be very interesting. Okay, well, I think that's all the time we have for today. I'm Jack Norcross.
And I'm Emily Ann.
And we'd like to remind you that Buzz About Books, which we just heard from Aaliyah, is coming up right next, followed by The First Pick, the sports show here on HCTV. So we hope you enjoy.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Roll me over slowly. beside me and twist it all around. I want love to nurse gently, slam them in a toe.